Cam, I think we're aware any decision regarding the game against Celtic on the 5th of July could potentially be unpopular. I think it was just important for us to kind of front up to the supporters and let them know exactly the process of how we got to where we are. So firstly, I think we're delighted to bring an opponent down to open the North Stand at Somerset Park that's going to generate a lot of interest and a big crowd for the game. It's a historic moment in the history of the club, and it's brilliant that the Celtic are bringing their first team down, and this will be the only game that supporters will be able to watch in Scotland with their pre-season, so it's bound to generate a lot of interest. The process of actually figuring out what we do in terms of the crowd is no different to any other game. So we got intelligence from Celtic quite early on. They were a bit unsure about how popular the game might be with their supporters, and they gave us a number somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 that they would expect to come. And we do the same thing, so we try and predict on a normal game or a game of this nature how many Ayr fans might come. And again, we're hopeful that it's going to be as big a crowd as possible because it's something historic and something really important for the football club. It obviously coincides with the first week of the summer holidays, so there's undoubtedly we're going to lose a number of people to that because people want to book their holiday on that date, and unfortunately there wasn't any other date really that we could have tried to plan it, so we were kind of stuck with that. So I think with all these things considered, the ground's only got two ways to segregate really. There's the traditional railway end away support, and in order to give some seating, there's a west enclosure and the west stand, which obviously leaves the full of the north stand as it sits at the moment. There is a possibility to give the away club some of the north stand with some of the seating just to the third as you look at it, close to the railway end, and then the terracing underneath it, which takes you to the segregation barrier. So that was a consideration, and it still is. I guess one of the things that we think about there is when we're taking pictures of the North Stand, we would love it to be fully black and white because that's what we want that stand to be remembered as, is Ayr United's home. The other side of things is obviously the segregation. So either way we segregate the ground, we're either going to have 6,000 of one team in one area and 4,000 of the other. And I think at this stage we think it's highly unlikely that we'll get 6,000 Ayr United fans to come in to watch this game. So there's been a number of considerations to get to this point before we talk about who goes in what specific area, and I guess it's really just to be open with the supporters and let them know that's all the thinking that's gone into getting to this point. What we did with the ticket sales was a few things. Because we've got a new ticketing company this year, it was always really important for us to try and phase the sales because we didn't want to jam the system with everything going on sale at the one time. And what we also thought was if we put our tickets on sale first, it might have been likely that away fans would go and try and snap them up first, just dependent on the limitations on their capacity, so which is what we did. What we also wanted to do was give it a bit of time to see what interest there might be from the Ayrshire public in coming to the home end. And I totally understand that for some people, unless they know that they're going to get standing in the Somerset Road End, they potentially don't want to buy at this moment in time. But as we stand at the moment, we have a sold out away end with the railway end in the west enclosure, and we have just under 1,200 tickets sold for the home end. So with 3.5-4 weeks to go until the game itself, it's really important for us as a board to make a decision. And ultimately the decision on a financial basis is if we keep the Celtic support in the areas that we've given them just now and the north third of the North Stand, then I think we're probably likely to be under capacity by somewhere between 2,500 to 3,000, which equates to somewhere between sort of 40 to 50,000 pound in income. Now again, I totally understand that people would say that that's not the most important thing. The Somerset Road End is a historical home for Ayr United fans, and that's what we should be trying to protect. And we absolutely take that view on board. But when we're trying to be competitive as a football club, and we're still trying as best we can to generate as many revenues as we can in all areas of the business, an extra 40 to 50,000 pounds is a good level starting player in the Scottish Championship, which is undoubtedly going to be helpful for us on the pitch. And to that extent is why we made the decision to release the Somerset Road End to Celtic fans, and we genuinely hope that we can sell the remaining 4,000 tickets in the North Stand, the Centre Stand, the East Stand and the enclosure to Ayr United fans to come and witness what will truly be a historical moment in the club's history, and a great day for everybody. So we look forward to seeing you there.